105.5 Hits FM. Taylor B along with ya. That was Shania Twain with Forever and For Always here on 105.5 Hits FM. See what happens when I try to change my intro? I say our station name twice, but that's A-okay. Now you know who you're listening to. So tomorrow night, there is a concert in support of the Uxbridge Music Scholarship Trust. For one night only, the winner of the LA Music Critics Best International Artist Award will be performing in Uxbridge. She's had an incredible and diverse musical journey so far. Abby Zotz is coming to the St. Andrew's Chalmers Presbyterian Church. Welcome to the show, Abby.
Hey, thanks, Taylor. It's great to be here.
I'm glad to have you on. Now, your music has been described as pop with gospel, folk, and blues. What influenced you to create such a hybrid sound?
Well, I have to just, give it right to the parents, give it up to the parents right now. I grew up, with a father who loved classical music, and my mother loved gospel and country. And then my brother was into rock and roll, and my sister was all things pop. So I just, being the youngest child, you get seriously influenced by that, and just being such an open, sponge for that kind of thing. I just took it all in and loved it all.
Just literally absorbed it and
Absolutely.
decided that's how your sound is going to be.
Yeah. And
I love it.
Yeah, me too. It's the kind of thing that enriches your life. If you can be open to every kind of music, just a little bit, I don't know, it makes life so much better.
And would you say there was a moment where it clicked to you that you were going to create a blend, or did it just kind of happen organically?
Oh, I think it definitely happened organically. I think I just enjoyed singing in choirs, directing choirs, singing in duos and trios, early music, pop country music, or singing along to the radio, whatever station we have on, which, by the way, your station has fantastic variety. I've been singing along for the last hour.
Oh, so thank you.
Yeah, I think it just grew organically. I really do.
And speaking of a moment that kind of clicked, on your website, you said you didn't quite grasp how important it was working with Catherine Gassell and how important it would turn out to you. Was there a moment in your career where the significance of that partnership really just clicked and resonated with you?
I'm so glad you asked about Catherine. Again, I think it was an organic experience, but Kathy is a Durham, was a citizen of Durham for many years, a fantastic voice teacher and a brilliant performer. She's left us now, but I was kind of her protege, and I think watching her perform, and I also think the fact that she was a consummate pro as a singer, a fantastic soprano, classically trained soprano, but who was totally capable of being a 100% goofball on stage at the same time. I think that inspired me to always keep the humor in what I do, but be as good as I could possibly be at all times. And so, again, I can't say there was a moment, but I will say performing with Kathy for the last time, unbeknownst to me about 10 years ago, and watching her at the age of 75, perhaps, still hamming it up with the best of them, but singing like her voice was still, a solid 35-year-old sound. It just blew my mind, and maybe that's where I realized what a tremendous inspiration she was to me.
Definitely. And a lot of your songs are inspirational and rooted in positivity and uplifting and making the best of situations. Do you think you got a little bit of that from Kathy and your family, or where does that stem from?
Thank you. Yeah, definitely from Kathy, definitely from my mom, no question. Always saw the positive and loved to laugh to the point where she'd, shake the table with her giggling. And I just think it's a choice, Taylor. I mean, we're living in a crazy time right now, right? And
we
there's
totally
no denying it. Yeah. But if you can't find the joy and the humor and the compassion for other people as you go, if you can't be human, if all you can do is complain about the situation, then you're not spreading what's positive as well. And I don't want to preach too much here, but it's an active choice to be positive and to see the brightness in things and in people. And it's not in all my songs. I also see the darkness. And we'll be sharing one of those songs at the concert as well tomorrow. But even in that context, I don't want to become that thing, but I have to understand it, you know? So it's important to me to stay on the bright side of life, for sure.
Well, I can definitely appreciate that. And if you don't have dark days, you don't learn to fully appreciate your lighter ones as well.
Exactly. We have to have both. It's part of being human.
Exactly. Peaks and valleys.
You got it.
Now, looking at your history, you are the definition of a musical busy bee. Can you walk us through some of your musical chapters?
Sure. Well, I started out singing in choir for the Royal Conservatory of Music and studying there. And I started very young working in a duo with a fellow called Brian Wilson, who has remained a friend and musical colleague to this day. And we sang together in high school, and some of the pictures are really embarrassing. But we did a lot of folk music back then. That was the thing. And then I took off for Germany after my university years and worked in a theater company there as part of an arts exchange between Ontario and Baden-Württemberg, which is a province in Germany. And that was a huge education in all kinds of music, theater, and drama. And I also loved working with opera singers and helping them find theatrical ways to present their fabulous voices, but to stay rooted in what was real for them. So that was an amazing experience. When I came back, I started working with Brian more full-time. We released 2 CDs together as a duo called Two Roads Home, and did very well in the folk circuit in mostly the Maritimes and Ontario. And in the meantime, I also worked with an early music ensemble called Strings Attached, and a Renaissance ensemble that I founded called the Madrigal. And
was that a cappella?
Yeah, which is really one of the toughest ways to sing, right? Because pitch is such a challenge when you don't have anything accompanying you. And we had a wonderful run at it. We still perform at Christmas together, and I love them dearly. And
that's nice.
Yeah, it was a long road to here, but there was always something inside me that said you have to express your own voice. And my husband was a big part of that as well, urging me and pushing me to get my music out. A lot of my music now is co-written with Brian still. Okay. A lot of originals that are mine as well. But started putting this album together about 3 years ago, and finally got it launched in October, and I'm just overwhelmed by the feedback and the love. It's just been an amazing experience.
Definitely. So you just needed that little push to do your own solo project.
Absolutely.
And you have an album out. It's called Local Honey.
That's right.
Why did you call it Local Honey?
That's a great question.
Is it because you're sweet? Or because you like
oh, aren't you kind? There is definitely a sweetness to my sound and to the sound on the album, but I think it's also that sort of artisanal, original product that you're offering, that you nurtured from the beginning yourself and have given to the world yourself. And it's local because it's yours. And also, my partner's a farmer, and we're a big part of the local food movement, and that was an important tie-in for me. So there were all kinds of elements that contributed to that title. Plus, Brian, my co-writer, loved the title and suggested it originally. So it just stuck like honey for me. Sorry.
I think there's so many fabulous tie-ins to the name.
Right?
You can take it any direction you literally want to go.
Exactly.
So how many songs are on this album?
This is an 11-song album called The Ghost Track.
Okay.
And they're all originals, one traditional, which you'll hear tomorrow night, an old Gaelic tune called All Through the Night, Welsh tune called All Through the Night, and one cover song, which I'm playing with my dear friend who will be there tomorrow, Mr. Chris Saunders, who's a big part of the concert and the history of the Uxbridge Music Scholarship Trust Fund. So he'll be playing with me on this old chestnut, and for the whole evening. I'm really looking forward to it.
And how did you get involved with the Uxbridge Music Scholarship Trust Fund?
It was through Chris Saunders. He's a very active and brilliant musician in Uxbridge. I don't think there's a show you can go to, a live theater show in your very arts-rich town, that doesn't involve Chris in some way. And the trust has been going on, oh my goodness, since 1998. And he's been involved with it for about the last 10 years. Last year, we were part of the festivities. It was we were invited as one of several bands to play, and that was a joy. But this year, we're the feature band.
And if people want to go see you tomorrow, where do they go?
So it's going to be held at St. Andrew's Chalmers Presbyterian Church. That's over on Toronto Street South in Uxbridge. And tickets are only available at the door. So come to us somewhere around 7 o'clock, 6:45. Hopefully there'll be some tickets available. And it's the Church Street entrance for that performance. And they can hear us then.
And it's going to go until about 10:30.
Yeah, something like that.
Perfect. And if anyone wants to find out more information on you, how do they do so?
So they would go to www.abbyzmusic.com, and that's where they'll find more tracks from the album, videos, all of that to enjoy. They can also find me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter as Abby.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry? No, sorry, your turn.
I was going to say, I do know if they subscribe to your newsletter that you actually give out a free digital copy of your album.
That's correct, yes. So if you sign up online at the homepage, make sure you get a track directly after that point. So that'd be lovely.
And on social media, they can find you under what username?
On Facebook, it's under Abby Goss, my music page. And they can also find me on Twitter as Abby Z Music, and on Instagram as Zoss Abby. It's a little backwards fun there for you.
Perfect.
Believe it or not, there's another Abby Zoss on Instagram. Go figure.
Oh, no.
I know,
How
right?
could Abby do that to you?
Yeah, the nerve.
Some people, right?
Really.
Just trying to live their lives with their names, don't they know?
The uniqueness. And who knew there'd be another one out there? So go, Abby, go.
Exactly. There's room for all. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Taylor. It's been a real pleasure, and I hope to see some folks out tomorrow night.
Most definitely. Now you get rested up and break a leg tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am, and enjoy the rest of your day on air. We'll be listening to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.